Honorable Chairman, sir, I rise today to wholeheartedly support the Manipur GST Amendment Bill 2025. This bill is not just a routine legal update, but comes at a very crucial time for the state. Manipur today stands at an important turning point after facing prolonged disturbance, economic slowdown, disruptions in trade and mobility. The government has been working tirelessly to restore peace, rebuild confidence, and revive normal life. In this background, the Manipur GST Amendment Bill is a major step to strengthen the tax system, improve revenue, help struggling businesses, and support Manipur's economic revival. I appreciate the relentless efforts of the government for taking up both security and economic reforms together so that Manipur can move towards stability and growth. The bill reflects the major tax reforms approved by the 56th GST Council meeting, where the centre and state together decided to rationalize GST rates on nearly 375 items by merging earlier slabs into just two main slabs of 5% and 18%. This simplified structure will greatly benefit Manipur by reducing compliance burden, bringing price stability, and encouraging local businesses, especially small traders, handloom and handicraft units, agro-processing enterprises, and service providers. A clearer and more predictable GST system will boost investment, improve tax revenue, and support the state's efforts towards economic recovery and growth. One of the key reforms in the previous Amendment Act enabled the state to levy SGST on extra neutral alcohol and rectified spirit. This is a major source of revenue for the state, for a state like Manipur, where development needs are high and revenue options are limited. At a time when the government is rebuilding infrastructure, repairing damaged public assets, supporting families and restoring normalcy, this additional revenue will help us invest in health services, education, welfare and local development without putting extra burden on common citizens. The earlier act also brought much needed clarity in tax administration. Today, when Manipur's business sector, especially those in the Imphal Valley, hill districts and rural areas, is trying to get back on their feet after months of disruption, predictable timelines are essential. By clearly fixing a 42-month limit for issuing notices, the bill ensures taxpayers are not harassed with uncertainty. A stable and fair tax environment will encourage more traders to reopen shops, revive local supply chains, and invest again in Manipur. Honorable Sir, I must also highlight how the previous amendments provided genuine relief for small and medium businesses who faced hardships during the early transition to GST. These amendments have given them new opportunities, that too at a time when local businesses are recovering from losses. And this relief will greatly ease their cash flow. The amendments that are proposed are not merely technical changes, but will prove a lifeline for many Manipur businesses. Many of them are dealing with reduced demand, disrupted markets and financial stress. Clearing old disputes without heavy penalties will allow them to start afresh without fear of past burdens pulling them down. The earlier GST amendments have already helped bring stability and confidence to Manipur's economy, clearer rules for financial transactions, reduced confusion for banks and insurers, and making it easier for them to support local businesses. The reduction in pre-deposit requirements has also eased the burden on small traders and rural enterprises that can now appeal without heavy costs. Honorable Chairman, sir, all these reforms are timely because Manipur is now in a phase of rebuilding. The small industries like handloom, handicrafts, bamboo products, agro-processing, dairy, piggery, food processing need immediate support. With the GST Council initiating rate rationalization in 2025 and with the relief measures in this bill, these sectors will get fresh momentum. By simplifying compliance, easing financial burden, and reducing litigation, this bill strengthens the very foundation on which Manipur's local economy stands. I must take this approach to appreciate the government for taking such a balanced stance, combining administrative reforms, financial discipline, developmental initiatives, and peace efforts. Even during difficult circumstances, the government has ensured continuity of welfare schemes, support for displaced families, restoration of essential services, and rebuilding of confidence among citizens. This amendment bill complements those efforts by ensuring fiscal stability and smoother business operations. In conclusion, the Manipur GST Amendment Bill 2025 is not merely a tax amendment. It is the pro-people, pro-business, pro-development reform. It widens the state's revenue base at a time when every rupee is needed for rehabilitation and development. It brings long-pending relief to honest taxpayers. It simplifies GST procedures and reduces harassment. It supports small businesses, artisans, traders, and entrepreneurs who are the backbone of Manipur's economy. And above all, it strengthens the state's capacity to rebuild, recover, and move forward unitedly. I therefore urge all members of this House to support this bill wholeheartedly. Passing this bill will send a clear message that Manipur is committed to recovery, committed to reform, and committed to fairness in governance. Mr. Chairman, sir, I take this opportunity to congratulate you on assuming the chair of this August House and joining all my other colleagues earlier. I'm sorry I did not mention this in the beginning because of the disruptions that were there, but we are very, very honored to serve under your able leadership. Thank you very much, Chairman, sir.